What's up, everybody? This is Blue Lightning, back with another deck profile. What do we have for you today?
We have Vanquish Mimmighoul. We're playing it here at the Top Deck Regional in Pennsylvania.
All right, let's get into it.
So starting off, we're running triple Vanquish Rosin. Rosin's your starter for any of your Vanquish lines. Theme of the deck, let's go Rosin, get into your deck. We're playing one copy of Pantera, one copy of Mad Love, which is pretty standard. We are playing two of each of the big guys, two Borger, two Vanquish Jowlong, two Vanquish Caesar Valius. Really only need two of each. A lot of people only opt to play one Caesar. I have always been on the front of playing two Caesar. If one goes, he's your tower, he's your beater, he's the ace of your deck. He dies, you're kind of fumbled. Playing our honorary Vanquish Soul cards. Shifter, this is a shifter deck, so if we can play shifter, we're going to play shifter. Alright, that's going to do it for the Vanquish Soul line. Alright, for our Mimmighoul cards, we are playing two Mimmighoul Dragon and two Mimmighoul Archfiend. These are the only Mimmighoul monsters that we play in our list. The main point of the Mimmighoul cards are to facilitate the weak spots where the Vanquish Soul cards lack. Mimmighouls help us bait more interactions out of our opponents. Gives us more bodies, more lines to delay our games, considering we are a mid-range, control-ish type deck. We need as much grind as we can, and the Mimmighoul monsters help us facilitate that. We're playing one copy of Fire Source. This is mainly for your Mimmighoul Maker line. The whole idea of Fire Source being in the deck is, one, she's a fire reveal for your Vanquish Soul monsters, but two, if you give this card to your opponent off of Maker, you can essentially, with our cards, flip this card up, and it is a rip 2 out of your opponent's hand, which is very strong.
Kind of reminds me of Dark World.
For honorary Vanquish Soul cards, we also play triple Fenrir, one Rise Heart. Pretty standard. Most Vanquish Soul lists play these. The one thing that I'm opting to play over other lists instead of opting full hand trap route is because we are in such a Fiendsmith heavy format, lights, darks, Ubel running everywhere. I am opting to run triple Bestials in my list. I felt playing these over an Ash Blossom had more impact. Plus Magnemite not only digs for the other two Bestials, but it can also dig for our Vanquish Soul Caesar, which can also help us into our Vanquish Soul lines as well. So that's it for monsters. For spells, we're playing 3 copies of Mimmighoul Dungeon. So this card's really good if you're going first. It helps us soft lock our opponent. It prevents them, if they control a set card, from normal summoning or attacking with special summon monsters. It doesn't always come up, but sometimes just stop halting one normal summon can be the end of their turn or could be the end of their game. So we are running one copy of Rhoda, one copy of Infernal Barnes Durandal. These are mainly just to facilitate you getting into Vanquish Soul Rosin. We're running 2 copies of Maker, which is your searcher for most of your Mimmighoul cards, and also a lot of times a play starter for you as well. 3 copies of Stake, standard in Vanquish Soul. It's your bread and butter in your deck to get whatever you want. So I don't own any copies of Triple Tactics Thrust. If I had Thrusts, I would be running them. But instead, since I don't, I'm opting to run 3 talents in my list. Being able to get card advantage from what your opponent's playing, draw 2 extra cards when needed, taking control of monsters, very strong. I do think that playing Thrust and two thrusts, one talent's probably the better call, especially since thrust can get you to any of your Vanquish Soul cards, can get you to your Maker, can get you to Rhoda, can get you to anything in your deck. If I had those, I would definitely be running those, but talent seems to be doing fine so far. 4 traps, not a very big trap lineup, standard, triple impermanence, 1 copy of Snow Devil, best Vanquish Soul card, and 1 copy of Mimmighoul Room. This card did come up so far for me today in one of my matchups against Whitewood's Runic. My opponent, I believe, was opting to have a evenly matched. Activate this during turn, give them set card, blocked off their evenly, and hold to their place. So now we'll go to extra deck. For extra deck, we're running triple copies of Rock of the Vanquisher. Pretty standard. Usually you only ever make 1, maybe 2, but having 3 just in case, depending on matchup for the really late grind game, is very good. I am also opting, I'm kind of playing in out of the ordinary Vanquish Soul extra deck. I'm opting to run 1 copy of Relinquished Anima, just because of all the level 1 Mimmighoul monsters you have. Making this, you can either scale across monster or use this to link climb to make SP Little Knight, which obviously one of the best generic Link 2 monsters in the game. We're going to run 1 copy of the Promethean Princess. This really doesn't come up too often, but the idea of Promethean is we facilitate a lot of bodies, or we establish Mimmighoul cards late game. We need access to Rosin, get further into our deck, revive, and it's also follow-up and a good board breaker when it's in graveyard. Something weird I'm running in my list is 1 copy of Lyrla's Assembled Nightingale. If you know why we're playing this, it's a rank 1 that goes into Downer, that then goes into Zeus. 4 material Zeus is very strong. Being able to make that off 2 Mimmighoul monsters is very good. For the rest of our extra deck, I am running 1 copy of Battling Boxer King Dempsey. So the idea of this card is if you overlay into this, you can either A, add a Fire Warrior, which is access to your Rosin, or you can dump a Fire Warrior, which is grind game later on. For generic rank 4s, I'm running Abyss Dweller and Baguska. Dweller for grave heavy decks, as well as Shifter. Baguska is just a very good generic rank 4. We're also playing 1 copy of Red Eye's Flare Metal and 1 copy of number 11 Big Eye. Flare Metal, burn for time, push our opponent to the limit. Big Eye, snatch steal, push for game. And then the last extra deck card I'm running is Typhon. Really good.
Do you have any parting words for new players?
Yeah, so I would say this list I wouldn't consider the most highly competitive list, but I've been playing Vanquish Soul for probably about a year now, and since the deck came out, and this was a very fun list, and I wasn't really going to this regional trying to be super competitive. I just kind of wanted to play something I'm comfortable with, and I think the deck's really fun.
All right, so there you have it. That's Mimmighoul and Vanquish Soul. Smash that like button and subscribe. Catch you on the flip side.